Hey YouTube, hey bold and beautiful fans, what do the spoilers tell us as we roll into October? What do the spoilers tell us for next week? Well, things are going to get frantic when Ridge finds Taylor, who's unconscious. Also, Bill gets vulnerable with Katie, and Dr. Grace Buckingham returns, Paris's mother, Grace. Of course, Grace is a doctor, and she's going to be involved in Taylor's story. And I'm wondering, too, if there's another twist in Taylor's story. So let's get into it. So Ridge finds Taylor. Of course, we saw Taylor collapse backstage, and of course, Ridge ran over to her, and we see in the preview, Ridge saying, "Taylor, wake up." Okay, so Ridge is going to become frantic when he finds an unconscious Taylor. And it looks like Taylor's going to wake up, thankfully, but then Ridge is going to reel over learning about Taylor's diagnosis. Of course, we the fans know that Taylor has heart failure and she's dying. And she divulged that secret to Lee. Lee is protecting the secret. She's not telling anyone else. But it looks like now Taylor is going to confess to Ridge. The question is Ridge going to tell Steffi? Is he going to tell everyone else right away? Or will he keep the secret for the moment? We'll have to see, but Taylor is going to hesitate this week, spoilers say, when Ridge suggests that Taylor get a second opinion, okay? So it looks like Dr. Grace Buckingham is going to run some medical tests for Taylor, so we're going to see how this shapes out, so stay tuned. Spoilers say that Taylor is skeptical about her diagnosis, so after Dr. Grace runs some medical tests, it looks like Taylor's going to be skeptical about that. So what does that mean? Could that mean there's another twist in this story? Does that mean that Taylor could get some positive news, that maybe she's not dying, okay? Maybe she was misdiagnosed earlier, we don't know. We don't really know what's going on. This is really kind of new, but it looks like after these tests that Dr. Grace runs, maybe that she could get some good news. So let's hope for that. But it looks like Taylor's going to be skeptical about that. So it sounds to me that, she wouldn't be skeptical if she was getting, news that kind of, supports her earlier diagnosis that she has heart failure, okay? So maybe this is some better news, but Taylor's not sure about it. After all, Taylor did collapse, right? We know her heart's beating faster, so what's going on here? We'll have to see. It's going to be interesting to see, but it will definitely be good news to see if Taylor has some hope here and that this isn't, a terminal. Also, if Taylor does get good news, will she keep that from Ridge and maybe make Ridge think that she's still in bad shape? Maybe as a way to pull Ridge closer. Okay, so that's one idea that's out there. So we'll have to see what Taylor does with the new information she gets after these new tests are run. There's also a theory and idea out there that maybe Sheila will become involved in this story and that maybe she could overhear maybe Taylor and Lee talking about the secret, and that maybe Sheila can use that to maybe tell Finn to try to get closer to her, or even try to tell Steffi to, suggest that Steffi needs to know that her mom's in bad shape. But of course, this is all just speculation. I don't know if Sheila's going to be involved in the story, so we'll have to see. Also this week, spoilers say that Brooke reminds Steffi that Ridge is committed to her, not Taylor. And it remains to be seen if the characters know what's going on with Taylor right now, or if Ridge is keeping that between himself and Taylor right now. We'll have to see. But it looks like Brooke and Steffi will have a confrontation about Taylor. Of course, in the preview, we see Eric telling Steffi that Ridge loves Taylor deeply, and that Steffi says that they will have a connection until their last breath, okay? So, and little does Steffi know that Taylor really is struggling, but it looks like Brooke and Steffi will have a little bit of an argument, and Brooke will remind Steffi that Ridge chose her, okay? So we'll have to see how Steffi responds to that. Speaking of Steffi, will she find out about Hope and Carter? Of course, Hope and Carter are talking about office romance and how they don't want to ever get involved in those again, but it looks like the show is bringing Hope and Carter together, so that's exciting. So we'll see that Hope will have a new relationship, okay, and that maybe that will get her attention away from Finn. Of course, if Steffi finds out about Hope and Carter, Steffi might disapprove of them too. So there's one idea that maybe Steffi will try to keep Hope and and Carter apart and maybe expand her ultimatum that Hope has to stay away from Carter or she loses her line. But that's just speculation. I don't know if Steffi's going to do that. On Steffi's point of view, it's probably better for Hope to move on and stay away from Finn. Over with Will this week, it looks like he's going to make a decision about where he wants to work at Forrester Creations. In the preview, of course, we see Will telling Steffi that Forrester Creations is where I want to be. So what's going to convince Will that FC is the place for him? Well, there's one idea that maybe Will have a run-in with some of the attractive models at FC, and that maybe that'll help Will make his decision, so we'll see. But it looks like Will's going to be working at Forrester, and this sets the stage for Will to meet Elektra next month, and a possible love triangle too with RJ, so that'll be interesting. If things go in that direction, there's a lot of momentum building up for that. But Will also share his true feelings about his father, Bill, with his mother, Katie. So it looks like Will, maybe on some level wants his parents to reunite, but he also wants to protect his mother from more heartbreak too, okay? So Bill has really let Katie down in the past. And spoilers say too this week that Brooke learns the truth about Katie's fear, okay? So Katie's big fear and insecurity has to do with Bill choosing Brooke over her, okay? But of course Brooke is with Ridge, and there's an idea that maybe Brooke could become free if Ridge goes back to Taylor, okay? And so if Katie and Bill reunite, then that could set the stage for Katie being heartbroken again if Bill goes over to support Brooke, if Ridge leaves Brooke, okay? And that could create a messy situation there. But Katie's biggest fear is that Bill is always going to love Brooke more than her, okay? And that's what kind of Will wants to protect his mom from too. But Bill is going to get vulnerable this week with Katie. So it looks like Bill's gonna, pour his heart out to try to get that reunion. So we'll see if Katie is going to warm up to that idea, or if they're just going to co-parent Will, or if there's a possibility for them to reunite romantically. We'll have to see. But it's going to be another exciting week. There's a lot of action taking place. We're going to see Dr. Grace Buckingham return. Also, we're going to learn about Taylor's medical diagnosis. Could she have been misdiagnosed? Is she going to get some good news? Hopefully she does. And of course, Hope and Carter too. Things are going to start heating up between the two of them. So we'll see what drama that creates at Forrester Creations with an office romance, and if Steffi gets involved. But Taylor, of course, has collapsed, and Ridge is going to learn the truth about what's going on. So stay tuned. It's going to be another exciting week as we roll into October. So keep it right here. We'll have more updates coming. And hey, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.